Hi guys, it's Isabel from Once Upon a Cook, Food Wisdom, Better Living, helping you to cook better, eat better and live better. And today we're going to be looking at another smoothie for breakfast. So it's going to be a beetroot and pineapple. Yeah, I'm not kidding you. Trust me, it's going to taste gorgeous. Before I start though, I'd just like to say thank you so much for such a wonderful response to my first video. I really wasn't expecting such a great viewing audience, and I really do appreciate it. You've really encouraged me, so I'm afraid you're going to be suffering a lot more of these videos now I've got the taste for it. Okay, so without further ado, we will commence our smoothie for breakfast, and once again it's going to be really delicious, really healthy, quite unusual. Trust me, it'll be great. So beetroot and pineapple. Now, first of all, beetroot. The beetroot, I recommend you just buy beetroot from the supermarket, take the elastic band off, pop it in a saucepan with some water, bring it up to the simmer it very, very slowly for as long as it takes the largest beetroot to cook. Leave the skins on and let it cool, put some gloves on, take the skins off. It'll last like this in the fridge for probably 4 or 5 days. So you've got, and you can do loads of other stuff with it. So you know, maybe we'll look at some beetroot recipes to use the leftovers. So there's your beetroot. Pineapple. What I do is I buy a whole pineapple like this, and I just cut the bottom off, and then I cut a wedge about that deep, trim it, and pop it in the food processor as usual. And I just thought I'd show you how to trim it in case you didn't know. It's not rocket science. You just cut as little of the fruit off as possible while trimming all the little hard bits. And there's a bit in the middle which you can trim off too. Chop it up, and it goes to your processor, and similarly with the rest of it. Takes 2 minutes. I don't recommend you do this the night before, by the way, because if you do, at least freeze it, because it'll start losing nutrients overnight in the fridge, and so you want it to be as fresh as possible, really. Okay, so there's our bits going for the chickens. The chickens are very well fed in this household. Beetroot. I'd say a beetroot about, this is going to make 2, so a beetroot about that big. It's messy, what can I say? So we're going to just put it in and cut it up roughly inside the food processor like that. Okay, it's going to make a bit of a noise when we blitz it, but never mind. So we've got our beetroot, we've got our pineapple. We need now to put in the spinach. I wanted to show you, this is actually different spinach to the one that I used on the other video. This is just from the supermarket. It's organic baby spinach, but I do recommend you find a local allotment holder or anybody that grows spinach, because the other stuff, the longer leaf stuff, is much nicer. It cooks better too. So a couple of handfuls of that goes in. And just so that we can be noisy, I'll start it off. It'll look gruesome, but trust me, it'll work out fine. Okay, that's stage 1. Stage 2, we put our linseeds, ground linseeds in again for our good fats. We put our egg yolks in, and these, by the way, are our own eggs from our Chewkingham Palace hens. They're organic, they're pastured, and they're absolutely gorgeous. So if you can find a local neighbour that has their own chickens, you're going to get some absolutely fantastic eggs. If you're going to use raw eggs, make sure, or at least the raw yolks, again, you don't want the whites in there. Make sure they're very fresh. So in they go. We'll give it another blitz. We'll push it down. Again, if you haven't got a food processor, you can use a stick blender, but just be careful you don't decorate your kitchen with a lovely shade of puce. Okay, the next thing to go in then is your yogurt. Now you want the probiotic content, so you want a live yogurt, and I recommend Yo Valley because it's probably one of the best. Dutchy original as well is a very good one, but make sure it's live, make sure it's a Greek yogurt, make sure it's full fat because you need that nutrition. Now I'm actually going to use in mine something called kefir. Now this is like a yogurt, but here are the kefir grains. Now these look like little bits of cauliflower, and they're actually, the probiotic content of these is much more powerful than any yogurt that you can either make or buy. I will be doing something on making kefir, but in the meantime I just wanted to tell you about it. So I've got, you know, about half a pint of kefir in here, and as you can see it's nice and thick. It's almost like a drinking yogurt, and there's some cool ways of making it. And all you do actually is put the kefir in a mason jar like this. Then you get your raw milk from John's Jerseys, or in fact you can use obviously pasteurised milk. I do recommend that you don't buy homogenised milk, so try and get the Dutchy organic because it isn't homogenised. And you fill it up like this to the top, well not actually quite to the top, but just about there with fresh milk, and leave it for a couple of days and you'll have the most wonderful kefir. It's like yogurt, tastes very similar, it's a little bit runnier, and you can use it in your smoothies and in all sorts of other stuff. It's great. I'm going to put a little bit of yogurt in because I like it. You don't have to if you're using the kefir. So a couple of tablespoons of yogurt is great. The actual quantities are not really that important, just as long as you get the basic ingredients in, then you can fiddle about and get it to your own taste. Whisk that up. It's looking good. It always reminds me of delicious ice cream. Let's have a little look. I can put a tiny bit more milk in. Again, you don't have to, this is cow's milk, this is unpasteurised cow's milk, but you can use goat's milk, you can use almond milk, you can use any kind of milk. Coconut milk is lovely too. Make sure it's full fat though, because you need the fat content to keep your energy levels. And finally, the thing that I'd like to introduce to you this time is actually coconut oil. Now coconut oil is a medium chain fatty acid which is very nutritious. Coconut oil has got a wonderful range of uses now, so it'll keep you more satisfied. It's very good for you. It also, funnily enough, decreases your appetite, so if you can give yourself a daily dose of coconut oil, it'll be great for you, and it'll make this taste even better. What you need to do though is to dissolve it, otherwise at room temperature, normal room temperature, it's actually a solid, but it doesn't take very much to melt it, so just melt it gently, about this much for 2 people, more if you want it. Some people take even, I don't know, 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons a day. What you need to do then is just add it very gently or very slowly, a little bit at a time, because otherwise, as soon as it hits the cold mixture, it will start to solidify and you don't want it lumpy. So here we go. So I think we might have breakfast now. Let's see if I can pour this without making a mess everywhere. So this is beetroot and pineapple breakfast smoothie that is full of the nicest ingredients you could ever wish for. Well, there's a Nigella thing. And happy breakfast, something for the weekend, guys. Oh, it'll do.